We often hear that we need more adab than knowledge in this age. We hear less often just how to have good adab. What would you recommend to the spiritual aspirant who wants to have exceptional adab? Well, first and foremost, you start reading the books on adab. Right? So there's a number of books on adab. Essentially, adab is putting into practice what you know. So there's a number of approaches to this. One is that you read books on adab. For example, there's a famous book called Min Adab al-Islam by Sheikh Abdul Fattah Abu Ghudda. It's been translated into English. I think it's called Islamic Etiquette or something. There's Adab al-Suhbah. I've done a whole series on Imam Sha'rani's Adab al-Suhbah. It talks about all the adab of the people of Allah, of the wali of Allah, how they deal with things. It's very deep. The whole series is online, so you can listen to that because the original book is in Arabic. We are working on an English translation. Then there is Adab al-Mu'ashara, which again there's an English translation of the original Urdu by Hakim al-Ummat Mawlana Shabli Thanwi, rahmatullah alayhi. Then the next thing that you must do is to read the stories of the Sahaba. Now what that does is, it tells you how the Sahaba took the hadith and operationalized them, practicalized them basically. So when you see the hadith in action basically. The number 4 is the best way to learn adab is to be with an adab, person of adab. Because humans, they literally benefit from others without even realizing, being in their company. So changing your scene, finding good company of people to sit with who have good adab. It's very difficult sometimes to find that kind of company, if you may say. But then you learn certain things. You contrast the way you do things with what they do things. Traveling helps in that regard, right? Traveling helps in that regard. Because sometimes within our own community, everybody's so used to doing backbiting, for example, that it's not even a big deal anymore. So people don't even feel bad about it. They're okay with just criticizing people, with maybe not opening doors for people, whatever the case may be. So that's why it's beneficial to see a contrast with other people. Always look at other people, and anything beneficial that you see, try to implement it for yourself. That's why Isa alayhi salam was asked, Man addabak? Who taught you adab? And he said, nobody. I just saw the foolishness of a foolish person and I avoided it. Right? So a believer is the mirror of a believer. So anything you see good in somebody else, you try to take on for yourself. Take a role model. So these are the various ways.